Dr. Lennon Smith is with us tonight. If you haven't met him, he has his television show is not as long as yours, special. It's a matter of fact, it's a minute and a half. Syndicated television messages throughout the country called House Calls. He's been with us before, and he'll be with us again. Would you welcome Dr. Lennon Smith? Congratulations on your master's win
the other night, and they had a little review of about a book by Lord Trimmingham called The Go-Betweens, and it said, and I thought, this is the answer to all pediatricians. We should know this and have it on the wall. It said, Lord Trimmingham said, the lady is never wrong. Now, I've found that, my wife has been telling me that for years, but if you don't see it in print, why, you usually don't get that message. Now, when a woman brings her child in the office and said, he's sick, you know, he's sick, and you keep looking until you find he's sick, or you make him sick or something, but because the kid is sick. And you can't examine him and say he's not sick, because they'll go to another doctor, and that's bad for business. So you find that he's sick, or you find he's got pinworms, or, you know, there's something that's going on with that child, because the mother knows best. It's really, when the baby has come from her, she's lived with this kid for 24 hours a day, and the father brings the kid and said, my wife says he's sick, looks okay to me. So, and so he's not, you know, but we believe the woman, and it really makes some sense. And we've been, the times that we're burned are the times we don't believe that woman. So for heaven's sake, if a woman comes on and says something, believe her. You just nod your head. It's not being henpecked. It's just, it's God's truth. They've got some message that God gave to them that when they say something. My wife says that the bad behavior of our children is from the bad genes from the father's side of the family, and it's often true. You get women's response.
Did I ask you a question yet?
Yes, you asked me if I've been reading things.
Yes.
Okay. I interrupted you.
No, you didn't interrupt me at all. I just, hello, doctor, and you were on Western Airlines with Lord Trimmingham or somebody.
So you did get it. Did you listen? That's
Lord Trimmingham. Oh, yes, of course. I didn't. I wasn't aware that he had said that.
Did you also know that he said that?
Yes,
if you'd flown
among
Western,
other things,
you would have known
sure.
that Portland, Oregon was just about wiped out. We just we were on the hooray for Portland. We've got ice up there that you wouldn't believe. And
I'd believe it if you tell me.
My wife, again, who believes in, you know, sometimes she thinks I'm okay. She said, you know what's happening tonight? Because we were in 39 degrees huddled in around those.
Below zero.
You know, around this kind of, this package that doesn't burn well.
Right.
And she said, you know what we're doing? We're talking. Because we're usually watching TV or complaining or talking on the phone. We were talking to one another.
Right, that's good.
And that's, you know, sort of bad weather forces people to get close together, so I think
What's new in medicine?
Well, we've got a flu going around that you wouldn't.
Flu. Let's get on. Flu's a good subject.
Flu. Yes, the flu is very bad.
Why can't they cure the flu, doctor?
Oh, we can.
Oh,
yes. You just keep ahead of it, freeze it out.
Now we have what they call a Russian type flu now, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And what's the Russian?
Burbank flu and there's a Portland flu. They're all really the same. Basically, it's a high fever and a headache, and your eyeballs hurt, and you don't want to move.
The old hurting eyeball syndrome.
Yes. Yeah. And then the fever comes down, and then there's this kind of cough that goes on for 7 days. So it's a 10-day illness. It's a very standard type of illness.
And there's nothing you can do to shorten the time at all. There is, of course, a lot of things you can do. He's going to tell you some of them.
The best cough syrup was that gin, lemon juice, and honey.
Lemon juice, and honey.
You know, we ran out of that one night, and the kids came in and were standing and barking by the bed one night, and I had to give them, I didn't have the right ingredients, so it was bourbon and some antihistaminic and some molasses. It was so bad, they never complained again. So if you make the cough syrup taste too good, they're in there every 20 minutes, you know, coughing and barking and stuff. So you have to kind of watch that. But it does work if you know it's coming.
You have a question for the doctor, Richie, about your children have any ills, Rich? Or that I mean, since the doctor's here, you can save a house call.
My experience has been that kids that are blue-eyed are more likely to get beaten by their grandmothers because they're more likely to be have bad behavior. But we'll give him some cough syrup.
Guess his kids are all well. Tim, do you have anything wrong with your kids at home?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just doing it.
I'm doing some research on.
I was wondering if you had an opinion.
I'm doing some research on people that end up as they have. That people like this are more likely to have been very ticklish as little children. Were you ticklish? Were you ticklish?
No.
Only developed lately.
It means that...
Why? Do you mean those of us who are a little,
ticklish, yes,
crazy
are more likely to be sensitive? It's just a little rule. And you notice the stethoscope and we can't feel the stomach.
Wait a minute, Richie's going to do the famous trick with a handkerchief. Excuse me, I thought you were going to do that famous magic trick that you do at parties, but I guess not.
I have...
Just blew his nose, that's it.
My work with children who have give teachers trouble in school are that they're very ticklish, sensitive, goosey kind of kids. And I've invented but I can't patent. It's a long pole with a lot of feathers hanging. The teacher...
that sounds like fun.
The first day of school has the kids all lie down supine on the floor, naked preferably, and she lowers this pole with the feathers on it and see which kids break first. And those are the ones that are going to have trouble.
Where's her class?
No, they seem to have more trouble. But we
hypersensitive children.
Hypersensitive children are more likely to have trouble in school. So we'd like to isolate them or find out, because there's some things we can do. But if we haven't gone too far past the flu, I could go back to that.
Sure.
Because there are some people who
you can go back to Sir Firmingham if you want to. Trimmingham.
Back up. But some people do respond to vitamin C, and it might be worthwhile to take enough.
Vitamin C?
Yes.
Can you take too much of it?
Oh, sure. Your body will respond. I had a woman tell me that it didn't work. Her child kept throwing it up as fast as she was getting it down, but she was doing something for the child. And that's important, too, that you feel that you can't just sit there and see your child get sick. But there is a point. If your child has pneumonia and is blue and has 105, well, you're not going to sit around and give it vitamin C. You might, but do it on the way to the doctor. There's sort of a limit to this health thing. I agree with many of the health concepts, but there's a point when you.
Now, how would Richie tell if his kid was turning blue?
They have ways. They have ways.
Just wondered.
I can see. You can see.
I've had many black people come in with a child and say, "See the rash?" And I say, yes, of course, just to point out a typical spot, and they will. And oh yes, we see a lot of that. And I don't know. I don't do very well with. I know about ashing, though. Is that okay? That's okay.
Well, enough of that. Do you let when you're treating God, it's kicking up again. Do you like to when you're examining a child? Is it better to have the parents in the other room?
No. We try to have them in the office there with us, because we can save some time and ask questions, and the child usually is a little happier if they often feel the parents have abandoned them, and that's sort of a dirty trick. We try not to try to get through the whole exam without the child crying, which is another kind of a trick. When they get to a certain age, maybe after they're 12, 13, or 14, it's amazing how much they'll let us look at things in their body, but not their parents. So we're kind of hiding in the corner there. Now, let me take a look at this and that.
You do a lot of that, Doc?
You do a lot of that. Well, it's true. Most doctors go into medicine because they're peeping toms.
Really?
And they get paid for their
You heard it here
neurosis.
first. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back, folks.
Like and subscribe.